made me walk on this road with my sleeping baby in the heat. He turned my phone off and he took my corgis. So I'm walking to Stephanie's house because he wouldn't fucking leave my house. And now I'm walking on this scary road. There's no fucking sidewalk and I have to cross the lane highway. I can't breathe. And she's sweating because it's so hot out here.
I am back, bitches. Listen, I realized 3 days ago that I have been in a 22-year relationship with a man who has genuinely hated me from deep down inside of his soul. Genuinely hated me. When I tell you the look in this man's eyes is some of the things that he did to me made me realize that I had been with someone who ain't gave a shit about me. I just realized this 3 days ago, that the person that I thought loves me hated my guts. And I told myself, bitch, you better get far the fuck away from this man as you possibly can.
Oh, and he gave me an STI. Things that made me realize that my ex hates me. Number 1. I was just being a girl, being all cutesy, showing my man the clothes that I bought in my Shein cart. And he saw one of my clothing items and on the top it said, really her. And he told me I'm conceited. This is the clothing item in question. He told me I'm conceited because I bought a top that says really her. Whereas during the whole relationship, he called himself him. Number 2. When the relationship was still new and fresh, I wore a lip combo. He literally looked at me funny and told me to never wear a lip combo ever again. This was a year and a half ago and I haven't worn a lip combo ever since, and I'm still traumatized because he said it with so much disgust. Number 3. Of course, you tell your partner your dreams, your aspirations, things that you want to achieve in life, right? I'd always tell him I want to pursue a career in the music industry, and guess what? He always discouraged me. You know, when you go through his following and there's just that one name that glows for no reason. So one day I went through his DMs and behold and surprise, he was talking to this one girl and she had the same dreams and aspirations to be in the music industry, and he was encouraging her, literally licking up her posterior. That's the day I knew that, oh my goodness, this guy doesn't see me, he hates me, and he will never admit to it because he's probably intimidated by me. Number 4, we literally went to universities right opposite each other, and he never wanted me to visit him. He never came to visit me. And every time I went to his school, mind you, my mom works there, so most of the times I would be going to her, he would get angry and throw a fit and ask me, why am I there? Number 5, his friends planned a get together, and as usual, he invited me. And the moment I was invited, they all cancelled last minute, as in on the day, 30 minutes before we were supposed to meet up. If your friends don't like me, it's just a clear indication that you hate me, because why would your friends not like me? They don't know me. Number 6. This is the same person that always wanted us to go and test for HIV and STIs. Mind you, he's the one that ended up giving me an STI. If you rampage on the streets and you end up giving your partner an STI, you hate them. As much as cheating is disrespectful, if I was a cheater, the last thing I'd want to do is give my partner an STI. Last but not least, one of his friends told me that they thought I was crazy until they actually started directly talking to me, which is a big indication that you hate me as a partner, because why would your friends think I'm crazy? But anyways, that's all for today. Bye.
I'm a domestic violence survivor, and today I want to share with you the ways that my husband used to hate me and try to sabotage my education. As many of you know, I'm a social worker with a master's degree, but when I was earning my AA degree, I had a 6-year-old and a newborn. In my final semester before the degree, I had to take a test. It was timed, it was online, and I had to do it at home. In my relationship, I did mostly all the caregiving, and even though my husband was home at the time, I couldn't leave him with the baby, and so I had to figure out a way to get her to sleep so that I could take my 2-hour time final. I made sure to put my baby to sleep before I started the test, but after only a couple of minutes, she woke up, she was crying, and I needed help. I asked her father to please help me. He grabbed the baby, had her in his arms, but was asking me to get off the exam and take care of the baby. As the baby was crying more and more, he just became more angry. He just plopped her on me and said, "Take care of her." Because I was in such an abused state, I wasn't argumentative. I was just trying to explain to him the reasons why I really needed his support, and I was trying to be kind, but it wasn't working. And I remember him walking towards me, sort of stomping. Part of me got scared. I think just my body felt that. The other part of me, for that split second, felt like he was gonna come take her, which he did not. He came to unplug the computer. And that moment was so hard because there was such deep pain that somebody would do that to me for my final exam and just want to see me fail. I remember plugging in that computer so fast, just trying to log back in, and once I did, the test was locked. At the time, I had a 90 something in the class, but I remember this test was worth 30%, and failing it, getting a complete 0, meant that I would go down to a D and not pass. So not only had he sabotaged my grade, but my chances of getting my AA degree. Some time passed and I received my grades. I noticed that I had straight A's, and this is where God stepped in. I went to visit my teacher. I asked her why I got an A, and she let me know that she felt like something must have happened, like something must have been really wrong for me to miss this test. I remember just being so choked up, but I didn't tell her what was going on. I just said thank you and I left. I'm sharing this story because domestic violence doesn't always look the same. It is not always physical and verbal. For me, that was part of it, but most of it was sabotage. Most of it was hatred. Most of it was ruining plans that I had, ensuring that I do not succeed. If you are going through something similar, get help. Get help from the right people. Get help and support from people who believe that women have value in this world. Don't get help from people who have distorted biblical values. No one should be abused, and everybody deserves to pursue their God-given purpose.
One of the most painful but liberating things that I have had to learn and accept over the last year, now that I'm going to be going through this divorce with my husband, is the fact that he doesn't like me. Like, he doesn't like me as a person at all. And I don't even know if he ever really liked me. I do believe that he loved me. I do believe that, very much so. And I feel like even now, you know, we've been together for 20 years, married for 17 years. Like, even now, I think that he still has like a love for me and a care, sort of. But he does not like me at all. And that has been so hard to accept. And because the concept of it was just unbelievable to me. How could you marry me? How could you vow to spend the rest of your life with me? How could we have these amazing kids together, and we've constructed this entire life as partners together, and you don't even like me as a person? Obviously, there were signs the entire time that he didn't like me. And of course, I spent a lot of time and a lot of mental and emotional energy just rationalizing, making excuses for why he was treating me the way that he was treating me. But the idea that was because he didn't like me was just completely inconceivable to me. Just over this last year, particularly doing a lot more reading, listening to other women's stories, and a lot more having a bigger understanding of like marriage and relationships has really gotten me in this place to finally accept what was the truth that was sitting in front of me this entire time. It's been super, super painful. A painful process, and I'm still going through it. You know, my husband and I are still living together because of finances, but we are going to be splitting up probably within the next 6 months, and it's really hard. But it does remind me that I'm doing the right thing. It does tell me, the fact that I'm even acknowledging that truth and accepting it is saying I'm making real progress to healing, progress to like loving and liking myself. This is a good sign that I'm on the right track and that I'm doing the right thing for me.
You want to know what's heartbreaking? Watching your man's love for you turn into hate. It is literally one of the most heartbreaking things that you can experience. When suddenly it feels like even the way you breathe aggravates them. They stop handling you with care and consideration, and like even the smallest conversations feel forced. And you can't even remember the last time that he told you he loved you unprovoked. And don't let those memories pop up. And you see the videos of how he used to look at you and love on you, and you realize that y'all haven't been in that space in a very long time. You can literally feel him giving up on you. He's touching you less, kissing you even less. Sex feels like it's just something for him to get off rather than an intimate moment. Literally zero intimacy. It's especially hurtful when you've been nothing but a good woman and they just feel like you no longer serve a purpose in their life. And then when you finally start to realize what you wanted for a lifetime might have only been meant for a season. And that's crazy. And honestly, to me, that's the scariest part about relationships and opening up your heart to somebody. Because the person you love can literally wake up one day and feel completely different. And feel like you're not the person they want to do life with anymore. And that, my friends, is a very, very tough pill to swallow.
My relationship ended because he hated my body. I really, really wish that this was one of those satirical videos that I usually do, but it's not. This is probably the hardest video that I will ever make, hopefully. I've debated a lot about sharing this story, but after talking to so many people in my life about this, I am finally kind of ready to share. It was a very long conversation. He kind of told me that he didn't want to tell me the reason why he wanted to break up with me. And I eventually kind of pried it out of him. He said that his therapist also wanted him to tell me the reasoning. He's just like sitting on the couch and he like raises his voice and he goes, "There are just things about your body that I hate." Oh my God. Awesome. If you guys didn't know, I've been pretty open about it. I had an ED for many years. I got treatment for it. After that, I was in another relationship that was extremely stressful, and I gained a lot of weight while I was in that relationship because I was stress eating. So within the last like 6 or 7 years, I've experienced both spectrums of relationships with food. So knowing that, you can imagine how difficult it was for me to kind of process that this was the reasoning. Apparently everything else about me was perfect, but he was not attracted to me. I wish I could go back in time and just hug myself, because my first reaction to it, to hearing that he wasn't attracted to me, was I wanted to fix it. I was like, how is there just an issue with like attraction in general in your life? Like, what is going on? Which is kind of funny because I feel like that response was kind of like, I definitely know it's not me, but like, what's going on? What's going on with you? But he like very confidently was like, no, I've been attracted to other women while we've been together. I'm obviously laughing now, but it was terrible. It was really terrible in the moment. After we had this conversation, I went back home to San Diego. We were still kind of navigating what to do, but I feel like after I heard all of those words, especially the word hate, I just knew that things could never ever go back to normal. Hate is just such a strong word to use about someone else's body, and I know that because like that's the word for so long that I used about my own body. And after going to San Diego, I immediately found a therapist because I was starting to do things that I just hadn't done in so many years. It took us a couple days to break up for real. I think after a little while he realized that he had made a mistake apparently, and he told me that he would stay with me and learn to get over these thoughts that he was having about me. And it's like, how do you stay with someone who has to learn to find you attractive after you've done everything for them and poured yourself out? It's just ridiculous. I was not going to let myself put myself in that situation, because that's not okay. I know that people have types and stuff like that, but when I asked, I was like, is this something that just happened over time? He was like, no, I was never attracted to you. He was like, even on our first date, he wasn't attracted to me. And he was like, oh, so many people think you're so attractive, so I just thought it would grow over time. And I have a pretty face, so, he thought something was going to happen. Which is genuinely, I think, the cruelest thing that someone has ever said to me. He was like, oh, you used to be a model, I just thought that I could get over it. And it's just shocking to hear that someone needs to get over the way your body looks. I feel like I've even made videos about this type of man, and it's so scary that a size 4 is something that's so unattractive. I literally shudder to think about what these types of people think about women who are bigger than I was. I just ultimately ended up ending things because I just couldn't do it. And honestly, in the beginning, it was so hard. My mom wanted to make me feel better, and we went out to buy some new clothes for me. I couldn't even walk past the mirrors at the store. Just looking at myself, I felt repulsive. I just so easily saw myself through his eyes, because I used to think that way before I went through recovery. And then something just kind of clicked in my head one day. I was like, why would I ever let this man who is clearly mentally ill dictate how I feel about myself? I think ultimately what I didn't relate to is when I love somebody unconditionally. And so the thought of everything being so perfect about a person, but then to criticize their body, a body that has gotten me through recovery, that has gotten me through 2 attempts, that has gotten me through living through a childhood filled with DV. How dare you criticize me and the body that has gotten me through so much, that has done so much for so many people. It's so much in my nature to protect people. And even when we were breaking up, he literally pleaded with me and asked me not to make a mean video about him. And I said that I wouldn't. But the more and more time goes on, I do so much for so many people. What about me? What about my feelings? What about how I feel? This has altered the way I look at myself forever. At this point, I'm doing so much better with my body image, but that comment, it haunts me. A month after all of this happened, I got signed to a modeling agency. I've been focusing on myself so much more. I've been pouring all of the love I used to pour into other people into my own life, and I don't recognize that person that sat on that couch and tried to beg to be loved and appreciated and accepted. And it feels so good to just be alone. I think I'm more confident than I ever have been in my body, which is great. I still have my days, we all do. But I think the way that this is affecting me now, I've always been the person to love. And I'm just wondering, is it even realistic to expect to be loved back in the same way that I love? Is love just this chemical feeling and a contractual obligation between 2 people to stay together? Because I just genuinely don't know how someone could feel my love and then treat me like I was nothing. It's hard. I know that I'm beautiful. I know that. I don't need some white guy to tell me that. I'm an influencer. I'm a model. My job is to be beautiful. I think my personality and I think my resilience has always been my best qualities. Having my partner look at my body and tell me that I was unattractive genuinely was my biggest fear. And it happened to me and I lived. I'm alive. It didn't ruin me, well, completely, but I think my attitude towards life has changed so much. I used to be so scared to do so many things and I'm like, dude, I've experienced the worst thing and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I've grown this community around talking about misogyny and talking about body positivity, and it just felt wrong to not talk about this. I know probably a lot of women have gone through something similar as well, so I just wanted to share in hopes that this is impactful for anybody else. Thank you guys for being there. I'll get through this one. I really am all right. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you later.
A quick one. Have you ever loved someone who hated you? Have you ever found yourself in a love situation with someone who hated you? If not, welcome to the world. You know, I used to hear people tell these stories and I would think they were joking. Like, how can someone who you're in a love relationship with hate you? Until I had my own personal experience. My own personal what? Experience. I met a man. A man pursued me. A man who hated me. Can you believe that? Now, later I learned. Okay, I'll tell you what I learned later. Now, this man, he threw darts at me. And because, you know, I liked him, so I received and pursued. You know, that's one thing you don't do as a woman. Do not pursue a man. Never pursue a man. Let the man do the chasing. So that's one mistake I did. And today I'm going to be honest and candid with you that I forced issues. Okay? He showed interest. Akarusha mtama, nikashika, na nikaongeza. Hey, better bless God because I can laugh about it today. There was a day I was crying about it. Now I'm laughing about it. Please bless God for me. Time moves and people heal and things change. This man pursued me. I entered his radar. I took matters. Hey! I took. I don't want to cough. I took to matters in my own hands and made it my business to now turn this thing into a relationship. I am twist this thing. You know, there are men that come into your life as well as women that come into your life, not necessarily to get into a relationship. Some don't know what they want with you yet. Some are, discovering some. So you need to give it time. Especially women, you need to give it time. Let it just sit back, relax and watch. Fold your hands actually and watch. Watch what he's doing, what he's saying, how he's acting, how he's treating you. But wait. I didn't wait. I went and grabbed the thing and took matters into my own hands. And I forced issues and tried to turn this thing into a relationship. I gave myself fully to this man. I opened myself fully to this situationship. And the true colors of the man started coming out. The man hated me. The man was turned off by my presence. Listen, he's the one that pursued me. He's the one that, hey, now here he is, turned off by my presence. He's bothered by my calls. I would call him and he doesn't pick up. Bothered by my text. I would text him and he doesn't respond. Like, he would do what he wants with me. And he would call me the day he wants to call me. He would text me the day he wants to call me. He would want to see me the day he wants to see me. And he only wants to see me late at night, not during the day. I was hidden like cocaine. Imagine the way I'm pretty. Hey, some men have audacity. Anyway, I was so in love. It was not love. It was infatuation. But to the extent, I didn't care if you only wanted to see me at night. You should care. Anyway, let me not go into the teaching. Today I just want to share with you the story. So after forcing issues for a while, and I clearly realized that I was really irritating him. And I did nothing negative. Everything was positive. I was just loving on him. I was just being affectionate. Listen, I settled for this guy. This guy was not mine. I'm born again. This guy is an unbeliever. I would even buy him alcohol. I am born again. See how much I stooped. I'm telling you. I would go into places with this guy, places I would not ordinarily go to, because I was doing the will of my partner, my boyfriend. He never called me girlfriend, though. I was busy calling him boyfriend. I was busy doing the will of my boyfriend. So I forgot who I am. I forgot my identity. I completely gave that up. Anything for love. So I thought. And one day I realized this guy is not, this guy behaves in a way that is not normal. What is wrong with this guy? Because clearly I've not done it. In fact, I don't even need to provoke this guy. He will just be moody and mad and gone. I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? So I started digging into, because I'm very alert on energy. I understand trauma. I read trauma. That's one of my gifts. I'm able to read trauma. I like, everything energy is my field. Body language, choice of everything, energy is my field. Like this. So I was like, something is off about this guy's energy. So I started digging into his past. What is this guy's story? Because he doesn't even talk much. So I started asking around, and I would see how whenever he was with his friends, he would be full of life. But when he's with me, he's like dead. Like no life. And the way me, I'm very full of life. I'm vibrant. And this guy was like really dead around me. But when I watch him with his friends, he would light up and his world would be activated and he would be vibrant. I was like, this guy's like this. But why is he why is he being a different person with me? So I started, reading, and then reading into his past, and I learned that this guy's story was, which he never told me personally, but I learned that this guy was married before, and his wife left him with a small baby, and the wife went away and got married. And this guy had some intimate challenges, which I cannot talk to you about on this video, but he did. So I am sure in his head, that punctured his ego, knowing that he was left. Probably he assumed that he was left because of those intimate reasons. And for his wife to go and get married to somebody else of a different race, what an insult. So this guy hated women. That is what I learned, that I was going to tell you later. Yes, I learned later that this guy did not hate me for me. He hated me for women. He hated all women because we represented something that had hurt him. So because one woman hurt him, so every time he sees any other woman, he wants to revenge to us because he can't find her and revenge to her. Now he revenges to any of us who comes close to him. So because I was the one available at that time, now he was revenging on me. You see the psyche? Yeah. So let me tell you something. After I learned that, it was very easy for me to exit the situation, because I know one thing I know for sure is that you cannot fix this kind of person. He has to be able to go through therapy and heal himself. I can't fix him. So I left. And if you're in a situation where you are with a woman who has been hurt before, and so every man that she meets, it's an opportunity for her to revenge, leave. You can't fix that woman. If you're with a man who has been hurt before, wanawake wamemkula, this is a guy probably who went broke in the hands of a woman. He educated this girl and with the hopes of marrying her, and then this woman just disappeared after eating all his investments, and now he hates every woman. If you find yourself in the presence, or our man was left by his woman, like my past man. If you find yourself in the presence of this kind of person, leave. You cannot fix them. It's their own battle with therapy and God. There are people we meet out here on the dating streets who carry vengeance, who have been hurt in their past relationships, and now what they're looking for is a spot to revenge. Let that not be you. Always be very careful. That's why you should not pursue people. You sit back and let them come to you. Let them show you who they are. Let them show you what their intentions are. Do not be quick to lean forward. Lean back. Let them come to you. Read them. Because what this situationship did to me, in as much as it was a short-lasted situationship, it broke my self-esteem. It broke my self-worth. I felt undesirable. I felt unattractive because I was wondering, why doesn't my man want me? Why doesn't he desire me? Why isn't he coming for me? Why does he want to see me only at night? I felt really undesired. I felt, my self-esteem was punctured. And I was like, no, I have come a long way for one man to make me feel like this. So please, if you find yourself in a situation where you're with someone who hates you, leave. It's going to cost you your self-esteem, your self-worth, how you feel about yourself, how you go about life. It's not worth it. No matter how you like them, leave.